In this video, let's understand what is an algorithm. In the most general sense, an algorithm in JavaScript is a set of instructions or steps that a computer program follows in order to perform a particular task. An algorithm in JavaScript can be compared to a recipe. Just like a recipe provides a set of instructions for preparing a meal, an algorithm provides a set of instructions for a computer program to follow. Just as a recipe has specific steps for preparing ingredients, combining them in certain ways, and cooking them for a specific amount of time, an algorithm has specific steps for manipulating data, making decisions based on certain conditions, and executing actions in a specific order. In both cases, following the steps precisely and in the correct order is essential for achieving the desired result. And just as a recipe can be modified to create variation on a dish, an algorithm can be modified to create different outcomes depending on the inputs or conditions. So, just as chef follows a recipe to create a delicious meal, a programmer writes an algorithm to create a functional and efficient program. Let's extend this to computer programming. Consider an algorithm to add the two numbers. In this case, we refer to the ingredients as inputs. The recipe is algorithm and the tasty dish is the output. In our scenario, inputs will be two numbers, A and B. The algorithm steps include adding the numbers using the plus operator and returning that value. The output is the sum of the two numbers, so we have our set of well-defined instructions to solve a particular problem, which in our case is adding two numbers. Hopefully you now understand what an algorithm is. Next, let's take a look at a few characteristics of an algorithm. An algorithm should have defined inputs and outputs. In our example, we have two numbers as inputs and their sum as the output there. Is no confusion about that. Each step in the algorithm should be clear and unambiguous. In our example, we have two steps. Add the numbers using the plus operator and returning the sum. Finally, an algorithm should be language independent. It should be written in such a way that it can be used with the different programming languages. And you can see that is the case with our example as well. It is just a sequence of instructions that can be implemented in any language. Although I had mentioned we would be using JavaScript to write our code, the algorithm itself is by no means related to JavaScript. Now, why should learn about algorithms? Well, as developer, you're going to come across problems that you need to solve. When you learn about algorithms, you're basically learning different techniques to efficiently solve these problems. And this last bit is important to keep in mind. One problem can be solved in many ways using different algorithms. And every algorithm comes with its own trade-offs when it comes to performance. Which begs the questions, how do we measure an algorithm? Well, let's discuss it in the next video.